Coming right up, Straight Talk with Art Levine. Our guest tonight, former LA County Supervisor Don Knabe, as we continue our 25th anniversary year.
Straight Talk is brought to you in part by the Port of Long Beach, a leader in international trade and environmental stewardship. And the Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years. And Scan Health Plan, for your health and independence.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. We have a great show for you tonight. This is the first show of our new 2017 year. We're honored to have as our guest for the whole show the former LA County Supervisor Don Knabe. Don, welcome back to Straight Talk.
Art, nice to be back. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. How does it feel to be without a job?
Wonderful. It's really been an interesting experience, when you've been involved in public life for some 35 years, moving pretty quickly, representing 2 million people, 28 cities, 100,000 employees, and chasing life like it is and trying to do the right things for the right reasons and moving around. So it's a change, but it really hasn't changed yet. Getting through the holidays and all the other kinds of things, getting organized, going through boxes. People say, well, what does it feel like to be retired? And I said, I'm waiting for the feel. I haven't felt it yet.
But 20 years as LA County Supervisor, that's a long run. Now we have term limits, so the max is 12. 3 4-year terms, right. But you were there before, so you served 20 years in that incredibly responsible job. Yeah,
it's been a wonderful ride. I mean, obviously a grind at times, but, serving in that role as elected member of the Board of Supervisors, 15 before that as a former supervisor's chief of staff. And like I tell everyone, I've been chasing 2 million people for basically 35 years. And so I say, and you've heard me say it before in your show, it's the best political job in America. You don't have to worry about...
We'll talk about that in the next segment, but you have a wonderful staff. They've been loyal to you for so many years.
Oh, absolutely the best.
And I've noticed that really successful leaders in the political world have loyal staffs, and they put together this wonderful retirement video of what you might do with your extra. So let's take a look.
Okay.
Wow, it's been 20 years. I can't believe it. I have no idea where the time's gone. I guess it's time to sail off into the sunset. Sunsets, here I come. But I'm sure there's a few things that I'm really not going to miss. Now, wear what I want, when I want, goodbye shirt and tie, hello tie-dye. No more frickin' chicken dinners. Now I go where I want, when I want. On our way into the sunset and retirement, going where I want, when I want. Honey, I'm home.
Great. For how long?
Babe, I am retired. You get me for the rest of your life.
You got one day, then you need to get a hobby.
A hobby? I don't believe it. A hobby. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Hey, babe, I can't find a hobby that I like or I'm good at.
Well, you can't stay here. You better go find a job.
20 years as a county supervisor, and I gotta find a job. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that. Got 6 balls of roller. 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at this. Look at that. Hey, baby. Wow, I thought this was going to give you a break. get retired. Wow. That's it, man. I'm not sure how many more days I can do this, you know? Sucks. Hey! Come on here.
You know, babe, it's been fun and tough chasing 2 million people the last 20 years, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah. We've met some wonderful people along the way, and we need to thank them for all the support they've given us.
Yeah, and I think the thing that I'll miss most is just being able to pick up the phone and call someone and make a difference.
Yeah, speaking of making a difference, you need to make dinner.
What are we having?
Chicken.
Ooh, 5,985 freaking chicken dinners.
What a great video and a real sign.
We had a blast doing it.
Sign of love from your staff. And,
we had a great time.
Yeah. Well, in the next 20 minutes, we'll talk about some of the accomplishments over the years and some dreams for the future. We'll be right back after these messages.
At the Port of Long Beach, we're not only delivering jobs, smart ideas, and forward-thinking environmental initiatives. We're also delivering opportunity for all of Southern California. Oh, and a clearer horizon line. To learn more, go to POLB.com. The Port of Long Beach, thinking outside the docks.
At Performance Plus Tire, you'll find we carry Toyo tires. For over 50 years, Toyo has been a world leader in the development of high-quality tires. Optimum performance, safety, and a comfortable ride. That's what makes Toyo tires great. And now come into Performance Plus Tire for a great deal on these Toyo tires. Proxys ST, Open Country AT, and Proxys 4. Toyo tires, driven to perform. Come in today and we'll install new Toyo tires on your vehicle while you wait. Performance Plus Tire on Cherry Avenue, 1 mile north of the 405 in Long Beach.
Continuing a conversation with former LA County Supervisor Don Knabe. Don, you accomplished so much during your 20 years with the county, but I know Rancho Los Amigos was near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, that's one of those challenges that came along, and again, many have heard the story that my association with Rancho because of a colleague on the Cerritos City Council that had a bad accident and was paralyzed. At that time, I was a stockbroker here in Long Beach at Payne Weber and was able to go every day after the market closed to be with him. I never ever thinking that I would be in a position to either protect or to assist Rancho. So fast forward a number of years ago, my colleagues on the board voted 4-1 to close it.
Yeah.
It's the only time that I have ever supported the county losing a lawsuit, and they did. And from that point forward, and even before that, Rancho continues to be the top public rehabilitation hospital in America, and one of the top 15 or 20 each year in the new U.S. News and World Report. So they do a phenomenal job. Miracles there each and every day. We have the funding in place for Rancho Rising 2020. They're building a new outpatient clinic.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Wellness Center, I was fortunate enough to have that named after me, is up and operating.
Well, it's wonderful to see an island of excellence at a government level. You often don't find that, but this is one of the best in the entire country.
In the country, and again, like I say, they perform miracles there each and every day, and it's a totally different level of care. In my period of time, they were able to negotiate with the VA, for an example, instead of having to send some of these returning vets to other parts of the country, to Texas, the other parts of Arizona.
Yes.
They can stay here. We have a contract now for the rehab piece of the VA, so we work very closely with
what a legacy.
So it's been a phenomenal run, and what a great staff and operation they have up there at Rancho.
Another area that near and dear to your heart, safe surrender, which was, just tell us briefly about that.
That's where a mother can turn in an infant within the first 72 hours of birth, no name, no shame, no blame, to any hospital in the county.
Or fire station.
Any fire station in the county. We've negotiated agreements with everyone over the years. And so this is where the mother gets a ban, baby gets a ban. The mother has 14 days to reclaim the baby. That's happened twice in our 150 saves. And it was 149 when I left, and we just had the 150th save. So that's 150 new families, and most importantly, 150 mothers, brave mothers who did the right thing instead of throwing their
And you had a gathering of these young men and women at the garden there that was so moving to me.
Right. We, that's our garden of life that we created down there at the Grand Park in the county park, and we had the kids, plant the little trees and things like that, and it's a beautiful little situation. We've had celebrations for the 100th save. I did a little party this summer for them at Cerritos Regional Park, just so that the families can get together and share stories and things like that. And one of my greatest thrills was this young kid at the park came up to me and he says, "Hi, Grandpa." They call me Grandpa Knabe.
Grandpa.
"Hi, Grandpa Knabe. I'm number 23." And I mean, so proud of the fact that they were a save, but he knew his number. So it just really got to me.
Well, absolutely. On a more...
Can I just add one thing
Please.
In the meantime?
Yeah.
In that, obviously, these kids will be at some point in the very near future going to college, and we've created a Safe Surrender Scholarship Program.
Wonderful.
A lot of the proceeds from my State of the County speeches and other things, groups and organizations have contributed. We're actually using the Long Beach Community Foundation as our
Send us some information on that. We'll be glad to publicize that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's wonderful story. Sex trafficking is something you've gotten involved in these last few years, and sad to say, sex trafficking is not just something that happens in those countries over there, but it's right here in L.A.
I mean, it's probably a topic or an area of concern that I never thought would be in my repertoire. And here about 4 or 5 years ago, these two wonderful probation officers, I call them my sheroes, brought the issue to my attention that was happening here locally, statewide, nationally, whatever it may be, and got very involved in it to sort of create a whole new protocol with law enforcement and how they treat these young victims, changing the language. There is no such thing as a child prostitute. Being able to raise it to a national level, testified in front of the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Going after the Johns.
And now going after the Johns. I mean, the Johns are not a John to me. They're child rapists. There's no other way to describe it. You can't be an adult forcing sex with someone that doesn't. I mean, no 12-year-old girl consciously says, you know what, I want to be in the street and make love to some adult. They're child rapists, and they need to be treated as such.
And I know Sheriff McDonald has been on board with helping out.
Sheriff McDonald, even when he was in his Long Beach days, and now as Sheriff of Los Angeles County, has just been a godsend. I mean, he and his team have been very involved in this protocol thing. Instead of just arresting them, now that we take them right into a wraparound group, and so that they can try to, if they want to get out of the system, they can. It's very tough, but the police protocol, we have public health, mental health, housing, all those kinds of things for these wraparound services. We have empowerment conferences where we take the victims and survivors to the mountains each year to sort of get a thing going. And it's just an amazing process. And The folks in the county, we are on the forefront. We're training every Metro employee
to be recognized.
To be able to recognize.
Yeah.
We've trained judges, we've trained educators, we've trained our ER people, everyone to be able to help identify.
Finally, fiscal conservative practices at the county level. You told me before we went on air, in the good years, you guys kind of salted away some money so that you'd have the surplus to draw upon in the bad years.
Yeah, I think, one of the things that people sort of forget, they see us as supervisors giving out scrolls and smiling all the time, is that with that ultimate responsibility with the safety net of the citizens of Los Angeles County, those in truly in need, you have to look way beyond tomorrow. You can't just spend today for today. You have to look in the out years.
Yep.
And so during
the Egyptians did that. They salted away grain in the big silos, in the pyramids, in the good years, so that they would have food.
Absolutely.
In the bad years.
It really works that way, and that's exactly what we did. We went through that entire economic downturn without one layoff or one furlough. We had great partnerships with our unions. We weren't fighting. I mean, they went without raises for almost 4 years.
They understood.
Okay. They understood. I mean, they fought us a little bit in the beginning, but when we were able to do what we did, I mean, we were their best friends. So
because you have 100,000 employees,
over 100,000,
and none were laid off.
None were laid off, and that because not just our fiscal responsibility, but the partnership with the unions as well too.
Well said. Okay, in the last segment coming up, we'll get up close and personal, even more so, with our guests. We'll be right back after these messages.
How do you like your chances the rest of the way?
I got no idea. But I do know that if we stay with Naples Rib Company, at least we won't go hungry.
Coach, what do you think about some of those questionable calls tonight?
Oh, yeah. But if you want a sound call, I'd call Naples Rib Company. You can't miss on that call.
Then Naples Rib Company is part of your game plan?
There really is nothing more motivating than a great barbecue meal at Naples Rib Company.
Victory or not, Naples Rib Company, great game plan.
Founded in 1976, Polly's Gourmet Coffee is Southern California's most complete gourmet coffee store. Polly's has the best tasting coffee, freshly roasted every day right in the store, plus a wide selection of teas, an in-house bakery, espresso bar, patio dining, and more. We also offer Wi-Fi, free internet access for all of our customers. Our nationwide clientele agree when it comes to coffee, there's only one name to remember, Polly's, 4606 East 2nd Street, welcoming you into Belmont Shore.
You make me wear my bike helmet. You taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Charter Our Community, along with our partners at Rebuilding Together, have helped more than 1,100 homeowners in the communities Charter serves, and we're helping more every day.
Everything is fantastic. I can't believe it.
At Charter, we're committed to improving the places people call home and ensuring that families live in safe and suitable housing.
It's just a big blessing for me. Couldn't do it by myself.
Visit charterourcommunity.com for helpful home safety tips or for information on how you can get involved.
We are back with the incomparable Don Knabe. We want to get up close and personal. As some of you may or may not know, Don was way back councilman from the city of Cerritos and then mayor of Cerritos. He was there when the plane tragedy hit the city. But you were there when the auto mall was created.
That was my committee. I was one of the first committees they ever put together.
This is the first auto mall in America. Right. Now they're all over, but what a great concept, and that's the gift that keeps on giving. You get that penny from
the whole thing has transformed into something way beyond our, the original set was every manufacturer wanted 7.5 or 8 acres each, only one point, a point being a dealership. So we thought max we get 8 or 9. Now there are 23 points out there.
Oh my God.
They have dual showrooms. But the key to success out there was a Long Beach auto dealer, and that was Dick Browning. We got Dick Browning to move off of Long Beach Boulevard after 40 years, and he was the first newcomer. The other ones had already been there, but
And Browning owns Cerritos Acura. They're one of our sponsors, and I love Acuras.
Absolutely. I mean, the whole Browning Automotive Group, they have multiple dealerships.
They have about 16 or 20 units all over the Southland.
And, getting, the Honda folks, and, it's just...
So he gave that credibility by pulling out of Long
absolutely.
Beach.
Yeah, that was... And people don't remember, but that was just Dairyland. And then it was this close to being an Arnold Palmer pitch putt.
Oh, my God.
And then all of a sudden we were able to put it
together. How much tax revenue do you get from a pitch and putt?
Exactly. And what would have went around it? Who knows? But I mean,
and that generates millions and millions of dollars every year.
Every year,
with all those auto sales.
1%.
1%. And of course, then you were chief of staff for Supervisor Dean Dana, and when he elected not to run again, you ran. You were on. That was the first time we met.
You had a debate with me and my opponent.
Yeah, several opponents.
Yeah.
And you obviously were victorious, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Exactly. I mean, the fact is, when I went to work for Dean, it was for 90 days, and that was 1982, and the rest is history.
It wasn't.
I know. Originally, when I went to, I was mayor of Cerritos, and he was having some issues with the cities, and obviously, I was an integral part of the contract cities and knew all the council members, so I went to work to help him out. Did some field deputy work over in the South Bay and San Pedro and the Hill, and for him. And then that was in January of '82. By August, I was his chief of staff, and like they say, the rest is history.
Wow. Well,
and again, at that point, never ever thinking that I would run for that seat, because no one in the history of the county had ever done it. Several had tried, but it's hard to get
ever
won the seat being a staff member.
I see.
Yeah,
I see. Well, you broke the mold.
I broke the mold.
And you've contributed so much to our community for so long, and you're everywhere in Long Beach, and we're just one of, 25 cities that you represent? 28 cities. How do you do it?
Well, it became a way of life. I mean, my wife's a great partner. And
she is, and we should do hats off to Julie for being right by your
her
side.
Line is, if she didn't go with me, she'd never see me. And we worked very hard. I mean, I really worked to make sure that I touched all the cities in my district as many times as I could. And so basically we were out every night of the week. We protected Sundays for the family. But it became a way of life. I mean, we were doing 2-3 events a night, maybe miss dinner or something. But, I've been known to go through McDonald's drive-in in a tuxedo for a Big Mac.
You earlier referred to it, and have many times before, as the best job in America. And let's just slice that a little bit. You don't have a legislature that you have to answer to. There are 5 supervisors. You get 2 other people, 3 votes. That's it. And you solve problems. Your basic purpose in life is to solve problems.
And that goes back to the budgetary issue you talked about earlier. The point being is that homelessness is not isolated to one district. It's throughout the county. Healthcare, all the major safety net issues that we have to deal with impact all. And so the best thing about the job is you walk into every meeting with no labels. There's no Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent way to take care of people when they're sick, or food stamps, or when those are truly in need. You think your focus is totally different. You go to the legislature in Sacramento, you go to Washington, they don't think like that. I mean, the Republicans don't talk to Republicans, Dems don't talk to Dems, let alone cross the aisle. And so you don't have to worry about a presidential veto. You don't have to worry about a gubernatorial veto. You don't have to worry about a caucus saying you can't vote for this because if you do, we're going to run somebody against you. So it's but at the same time, my district alone is the same size as many governor states. And so it's a huge responsibility.
And you represent more people than most United States senators.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
And I want to quote Jim McDonald, who says about the sheriff's department, people don't call us when they're having a good day. I love that quote. And people go to the county where there's no place.
I always said for years, remember, I wanted my staff in my office to be the Norsemen's of the 8th floor, because no one calls us to say thank you. Yeah. They call us because they're hurting.
Well, let me say thank you publicly on behalf of our community.
Appreciate your friendship and support over the years.
Thank you. We'll be back with the rest of our show after these messages.
Phil Trainees mixes California style with continental cuisine that includes fresh seafood from around the world. Since Phil is the chef, the menu has a wide variety of pastas, salads, soups, and appetizers that feature his unique personal touch. And the Italian-American signature dishes are simply beyond delicious. You never know who you're going to run into at Trainees, from the famous sports legends on the Wall of Fame to local celebrities having a drink at the bar. For the best fine dining experience, visit Phil Trainees.
There's a world of opportunity available through the College of Continuing and Professional Education at Cal State Long Beach. Would you like to move ahead in the field of human resources and personnel management? Sign up for the Human Resources Management Certificate Program. You'll learn how to expand your knowledge and skills and advance in this dynamic industry. For more information, contact the College of Continuing and Professional Education at Cal State Long Beach.
You've been planning this moment for a long time. It couldn't be a more perfect moment. And you have the perfect ring that will tell her, I want to love you forever. But nothing is perfect.
Don't listen to that guy. He got the ring at McCarty's.
McCarty's makes a moment.
I think Long Beach and our community generally has been very fortunate to have a man of the quality and character of Don Knabe representing us for the last 20 years. And we owe him and his lovely wife, Julie, a gratitude of thanks for a job well done. Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Art. It's, like I say, it's been a great ride. It's been an honor to serve the citizens of the 4th District. It's been a blessing, and you know, not many opportunities in life where you really get a chance to make a difference and have an impact. Been blessed with an incredible staff, incredible wife, and people all thinking the same way. How can we help people in the safety net? So I am honored and loved it, and I'm looking forward to a loving retirement.
Yeah. Well,
Happy New Year.
You absolutely have a well-deserved retirement, and I know that there'll be many more chapters in the Don Knabe story, and your wonderful show, Dialed In with Don Knabe, you'll be able to spend a little more time doing that, and maybe a little golf and music.
Yeah, I got to get that sax back out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, on behalf of our entire community, thank you for all that you've done over these last 20 years.
Thank you for having me on the show always, Art. It's always been a pleasure and a lot of fun.
You bet.
Appreciate your friendship.
Thank you. And thank you guys for joining us for our first show of the new year. What a wonderful show it's been. Please be with us next week for the next edition of Straight Talk. Good night, everyone.
Straight Talk has been brought to you by the Port of Long Beach, the Press Telegram, and Scan Health Plan. And remember, Straight Talk is viewable 24/7 at straighttalktv.com.
Thousands of dollars may be yours. Find out if you qualify for state and federal earned income tax credits. Get free income tax assistance from certified preparers at a VITA event or site near you. For more information, visit boe.ca.gov/VITA. Chairman Jerome Horton encourages you to make your appointment today. Call 1-866-910-9559. It's your money. Get it.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.